Hi, everyone, and welcome to our Wednesday encouragement. It's hard for me to believe that today is June 1st. Pretty soon people are going to be going every which way when summer's in full swing, but we have several things going on before that we want to let you know about. We're going to be honoring our 2022 graduates this coming Sunday, June 5th. So if you have someone in your family who attends Cherry Avenue and is graduating high school or college, we need to know no later than today. Just call the office or email me with their information, and we'll make sure to include them, but we need that information today. If you're already working in children's ministry or are interested in being involved in working with our kids, we have a children's ministry worker training session on Saturday, June 11th from 10 a.m. to noon, and a second session for those who maybe can't make it on that day, Wednesday, June 15th from 6 to 8 p.m. We want to make sure you have all the tools you need to be successful in children's ministry. So we encourage you to join us for one of these sessions. The junior and senior high youth are going to be going to King's Dominion on Sunday, June 12th after the worship service. If you don't have a season pass, tickets are $40 and you need to have your money in to Miss Christie by June 5th. If you need more information about the trip, just call the office or email us at the address below. Ladies, there's a ladies retreat August 11th through 13th. This will be a special weekend for our ladies, and we hope you'll be a part of it. Registrations need to be in by June 15th, and you can register by emailing Wendy Ellis at the address below. Well, we mentioned that vacation season is coming up, and in just a couple of weeks, Christy and I are going to be going to Alaska for our 30th anniversary. And as part of it, we're going to be doing a couple of excursions to see some wildlife there. And as I was reading a little bit about Alaska, one of the things that was mentioned was the Chinook salmon that swim up the Yukon River to the Bering Sea. Now, some of these fish have been tracked traveling over 2,000 miles. That's the distance from here in Charlottesville to central Montana, upstream. That's an incredibly tough thing to do. When you look around at our culture today, it feels like as Christians, we're not only swimming upstream, but that the current is flowing harder and harder in the other direction. We read the news and see so many things that seem diametrically opposed to the things of God, and that's difficult enough. But where there was once a kind of live and let live mindset, now if you even question the cultural orthodoxy, you're censured, at best. I saw a meme the other day that showed Jesus teaching his disciples, and the caption read, "Local carpenter with extremist views continues to spread disinformation deemed harmful by religious experts." And it reminded me that being a Christian has meant swimming upstream against the culture from the earliest days of Jesus' ministry. And that was true even in first century Israel that was somewhat, outside of the Romans, God-centered. Following Christ always means swimming against the current. The culture says to love your friends and hate your enemies. Jesus said to love your enemies. The culture says to fight fire with fire. Jesus said to turn the other cheek and to forgive as you've been forgiven. And that's why being an active part of a strong church family is so important. Not so we can wall ourselves off from the world, but so we can strengthen each other and help each other as we swim upstream. 47 times in the New Testament, those of us who are followers of Christ are told to do things for each other. Love one another, be kind to one another, forgive one another, bear with one another, confess your sins to one another, be devoted to one another, comfort one another, serve one another, pray for one another, teach and admonish one another. That's why God created the church, for us to come together, whether in large groups or in smaller groups, and do all of this one anothering. It's why Hebrews 10 says, "Let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works. And let us not neglect our meeting together, as some people do, but encourage one another, especially now that the day of his return is drawing near." In other words, church isn't just about 1 hour on Sunday morning. It's about being an active and vital part of a community day by day where all of this one anothering happens. It helps us as we swim upstream against the current of the culture.